This is important because many federal workers planned their entire retirement around the benefits they were promised. Even small changes, like raising health insurance premiums or adjusting how pensions are calculated, could have a big impact on monthly budgets. For someone living on a fixed income, that kind of shift feels heavy. So, what does this mean for you if you're a retired federal worker or know someone who is? For now, stay informed and don't panic. These kinds of changes can take time and often require Congress to approve them. But you should be aware that discussions are happening, and decisions could be made in the near future. If you're still working in a federal job, it's smart to pay attention to your HR updates and any notices about retirement planning. The bottom line is this: benefits for federal employees and retirees are under review, and while nothing will vanish overnight, the rules for the future may not look the same as the past. Point 5. What retirees on Social Security need to know. If you're already retired and collecting Social Security, here's some relief: your monthly checks are not going away. The government has repeated several times that earned Social Security benefits are protected. That means if you worked and paid into the system, your retirement checks should keep coming on schedule. Cost of living adjustments, or COLAs, will also continue as planned, which helps your payments keep up with inflation, even if only a little. There's even talk about eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits entirely. Now, that's something a lot of seniors would welcome, but it's not guaranteed. It would take Congress to approve it. So while it's being discussed, it's not something you can count on just yet. The bigger concern isn't today's checks, but the future of the system itself. Reports show that by 2034, the Social Security Trust Fund could run short if nothing changes. That doesn't mean your benefits stop, but it could mean a cut of about 20%. These executive orders don't solve that long-term problem. They're more about making the system run faster and tighter right now. So what does this mean for you today? The good news is your check will still arrive, and COLAs will still happen. But you may notice some changes in how you get service. Local offices could shift more to digital processes, and stricter verification rules might be part of the future, even for retirees. The most important thing you can do is stay informed. Don't let rumors scare you, but also don't ignore these updates. For retirees, the message is clear: your money is still coming, but the system behind it is under pressure, and changes are happening around the edges. Staying alert now could save you stress later. Point 6. What disability beneficiaries need to watch out for. If you are receiving disability benefits, either SSI or SSDI, this part is especially important for you. The government's new fraud detection system, powered by artificial intelligence, could affect people who depend on these payments the most. While the idea is to stop scammers, the reality is that many honest people may get caught up in the system by mistake. Here's how it works. The AI looks at your activity, your bank account, your work records, even your social media. If it sees something that looks unusual, it can flag your account. When that happens, your benefits may be frozen until an investigation is finished. Imagine waiting on your check to pay rent or buy groceries, only to find it's been put on hold because a computer thinks you spent too much or worked too many hours. That's the scary part. Another big change is the new Work Incentive Program. The government says it's designed to help people on disability try working without the fear of losing everything at once. But as I explained earlier, the income limits could be lowered. That means you might lose benefits faster than before, even if you're only working part-time. So what can you do? The most important step is to keep records of everything. Save your bank statements, keep receipts, and hold on to medical paperwork that shows your disability status. If you're working part-time, track your hours and pay carefully so you don't accidentally go over the limit. The bottom line: if you're on disability, these new rules could make life more complicated. Your payments aren't being taken away, but you may have to work harder to protect them. Staying prepared and organized will help you handle any challenges that come your way. Point 7. Timeline of changes you can expect. One of the most common questions seniors ask is, when will all of this actually happen? The truth is, some changes are starting right away, while others will take months or even years to fully roll out. Knowing the timeline can help you prepare and avoid unnecessary worry. In the next 30 days, you may see new verification requirements when applying for benefits. This means you might need to provide extra documents or go through more steps than before. Pilot programs for fraud detection will also begin in certain areas. If you live in one of those regions, you could be among the first to experience these new systems. In the next 3 to 6 months, the fraud detection system will expand nationwide. Disability reviews and new work incentive programs could also begin during this period. This will be the stage when many people start noticing changes in how their cases are handled. If you're working while on disability, this is when you'll need to pay close attention to new earnings rules. In 6 to 12 months, bigger changes could be on the table. Some may require Congress to step in, especially for anything that affects the structure of Social Security or federal employee benefits. Legal challenges could also slow things down, depending on how advocacy groups and lawmakers respond. So what does this mean for you? Right now, you don't need to panic. Your benefits aren't being cut off overnight. But it does mean you should stay alert, keep your records ready, and expect that the process of applying or maintaining benefits might feel different in the months ahead. The more you know the timeline, the less surprising these changes will feel when they arrive. Point 8. Practical steps you can take right now. Hearing about all these changes can feel overwhelming, but the good news is there are simple things you can do today to protect yourself and make sure you're ready for whatever comes. The first step is get organized. Keep all your important documents in one safe place: your Social Security card, bank statements, medical records, disability papers, and tax forms. If the new fraud detection system ever flags you, having these documents ready will save you weeks of stress. The second step is to monitor your income carefully if you're working while on disability. Don't rely on old rules because the thresholds may change. Write down your hours and pay stubs, and keep track of how much you're earning each month. That way, you won't risk losing benefits just because of an oversight. In this video, we're talking about something that could affect over 67 million Americans who receive Social Security or other federal benefits. If you rely on these checks for your rent, your food, your medicine, or simply to keep your life stable, you need to hear this. Big changes are being rolled out through new executive orders, and while some of them sound helpful, others may bring new challenges that you should be prepared for. I know many of you worry whenever the government announces new rules. Will my payments be delayed? Will they change how much I receive? Could my benefits be at risk? These are real concerns, and you deserve straight answers in simple language, without all the confusing political noise. That's exactly what I'll give you here. So, stay with me as I break down what's happening, what it could mean for your money, and what steps you should take right now to stay safe. And before we get started, let me know in the comments, are you on Social Security, disability, or another type of benefit? Your answer will help me understand what matters most to you. Point 1. Faster processing, but new hurdles too. One of the first changes being pushed through is something the government is calling streamlining benefit delivery. On the surface, this sounds like good news. It means they want to speed up how fast new applications are handled, how quickly appeals are reviewed, and how soon people get answers. Right now, many of you know the frustration of waiting months, sometimes even years, for decisions on disability or other benefits. The promise here is that wait times could be cut by nearly a third. That's a big deal for someone who needs answers now, not 2 years from now. But like most government changes, there's a catch. To make the process faster, they're also adding stricter verification rules. This means if you're applying for benefits, you might have to show more paperwork, go through additional checks, or even do more online. For those of you who are used to walking into your local Social Security office and speaking with a person face to face, this could feel very different. Some smaller offices may even close, which would mean longer travel or being pushed to handle things digitally. I know many seniors aren't comfortable with doing everything online. It's not that you can't learn it, but it feels overwhelming when it involves something as important as your benefits. And the truth is, even with faster processing, these new requirements could slow things down at the beginning while everyone adjusts. So what does this mean for you right now? Be prepared to keep your documents organized, your social security card, tax records, medical paperwork, anything tied to your claim. Having those ready could save you weeks of back and forth. If you're applying for disability or filing an appeal, expect some bumps in the road, but also know the goal is eventually to speed things up for people like you. Point 2. Fraud detection with AI, helpful or harmful? The second change the government is rolling out is all about fighting fraud. They're introducing new systems powered by artificial intelligence, or AI, to catch people who are taking benefits they shouldn't. Now, stopping fraud is a good thing. None of us want scammers stealing money that honest retirees and disabled Americans depend on. The government says these new tools will save money and make sure benefits go to the right people. But here's the part you need to be aware of. AI doesn't think like a person. It looks at patterns, numbers, and activities. That means it might flag something as suspicious even when it's not. For example, the system could check your bank account activity, your work records, even what you post on social media. If you take a vacation, buy something expensive, or just have unusual spending for a month, the system might question it. In some cases, benefits could be frozen until the issue is reviewed. Think about that for a moment. Imagine depending on your monthly check, and suddenly it's put on hold because a computer thinks something looks unusual. That's a stressful situation no one wants to be in. Disability advocates are already warning that this could create false alarms and hurt people who are following all the rules. So, what can you do? The best step is to stay organized and keep good records. Save receipts, keep copies of your bank statements, and make sure you have paperwork that clearly shows your situation. That way, if your case is ever flagged, you can quickly prove everything is in order. It's not fair that honest people may have to deal with this, but being prepared will give you peace of mind if the system makes a mistake. Point 3. New work incentive programs, what they really mean. The third change is one that could affect many people on disability benefits, such as SSDI or SSI. The government is calling it a work incentive program. On paper, this sounds positive. Instead of cutting off your benefits completely if you earn above a certain amount, they want to move to what's called a graduated reduction system. That means your benefits would gradually shrink as your income goes up, instead of dropping to zero all at once. At first, this sounds like a fairer system. It could encourage people who are able to work part-time without the fear of suddenly losing all their support. But here's the problem, the government might also lower the income thresholds. In simple words, that means you could start losing benefits sooner than before, even if you're only making a small amount of money. So while they're giving with one hand, they may be taking with the other. For those living with disabilities, this creates a difficult situation. Some people can work a few hours a week, but not enough to fully support themselves. These new rules could end up reducing both the benefit check and the income from part-time work, leaving you with less overall. That's why this program is controversial and why many disability advocates are speaking out. If you're currently working while receiving benefits, you'll need to pay close attention in the months ahead. Make sure you know the rules about how much you can earn, and don't assume they'll stay the same. Keep good records of your income and talk to someone you trust before making changes to your work schedule. The goal may be to help people transition back into the workforce, but for many, it may add new complications instead of relief. Point 4. Federal employee and retiree benefits under review. The fourth change doesn't just affect Social Security or disability, it's focused on federal employees and retirees. A new commission has been set up to take a close look at all federal benefit programs. This includes pensions, health insurance, and disability coverage for people who are currently working for the government, as well as those already retired. The official reason they give is modernization and cost efficiency. In plain English, that usually means they're looking for ways to save money, and that often translates into cuts or adjustments. Now, if you're already retired and receiving your federal pension or benefits, you may not see an immediate change in what you're currently getting. But future calculations, health insurance contributions, and retirement planning for those still working could look very different in the years ahead. Third, be cautious online. Since more processes are moving digital, you'll likely need to handle some of your benefits online in the future. Make sure you're only using the official Social Security website or phone numbers. Sadly, scammers know seniors are a target, and fake websites or phone calls could trick you. When in doubt, double-check before giving out personal information. Finally, stay connected. Don't go through this alone. Talk to friends, family, or even local community groups about what's happening. If you feel confused or unsure, sometimes just sharing your concerns with others can help you find answers. And of course, keep following updates from reliable sources that explain things in plain English, not political jargon. Remember, your benefits are not disappearing overnight. Taking small steps now, staying organized, cautious, and informed, will give you peace of mind no matter what changes roll out next. Point 9, the emotional side, why your concerns are valid. When the government talks about executive orders and new systems, it can sound cold and technical. But for you, this isn't just paperwork, it's your life. Your Social Security check isn't just numbers on a page. It's the food on your table, the medicine you need, and the comfort of knowing your bills are covered each month. So when you hear about changes, it's natural to feel worried, even scared. And I want you to know something important. Your feelings are valid. Many older Americans have told me they stay up at night wondering if the system will suddenly stop working for them. Others feel frustrated, because after working hard their whole lives, it seems unfair to have to worry about losing what they've already earned. That frustration is real, and you are not the only one feeling it. The truth is, these new rules are not meant to punish honest seniors, but the way they're rolled out can sometimes create confusion and mistakes. That's why so many advocates are speaking up on behalf of retirees and people with disabilities, to make sure your voice is heard in Washington. The best thing you can do for yourself emotionally is to stay informed, but not let fear take over. Remember, no one is taking away your benefits tomorrow. You have time to prepare, and you are part of a much larger community of millions of Americans in the same position. Together, your concerns matter, and they are being noticed. So take a deep breath, remind yourself you've faced challenges before, and know this, you are not alone in this. Your benefits are important, and so are you. We've covered a lot, and I know it can feel heavy. But here's what I want you to remember, your benefits are not disappearing overnight. Yes, there are changes happening, some good, some concerning, and some that we simply don't know the outcome of yet. But as of right now, your Social Security checks, your disability benefits, and your federal retiree payments are still coming. Most of all, I want to reassure you that your concerns are real and valid. You worked for these benefits, you earned them, and you deserve to feel secure about them. My promise to you is this, I'll keep explaining what's happening in plain, simple language so you never feel left in the dark. If this message helped you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone else who might need the information. And tell me in the comments, what worries you most, payment delays, fraud checks, or new work rules? Your questions guide me in what to cover next. Remember, we're in this together. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay hopeful.